Girl Scout cookies tonight. Do-si-do, I guess.
Imagine if it's been live.
30 and Gary Loose, yes. Oh, what's up, Girl Scouts in Hickman County are a nuisance. Oh, Lord help us.
I did not say that.
No, I know you did. We know who it is. He's
Not
worried
sure.
about getting his oranges on.
I'm not sure who it was. Now,
Hey, for all y'all that are in here that are running for commissioner, I appreciate it. There's a lot to learn, and it doesn't come easy, and this stuff is not written down anywhere. So don't feel bad about asking questions.
Hey, Claude, I could say it really is a nuisance for Girl Scouts. Because my wife bought about 30 boxes.
Sure. Sure. I didn't know if you could get to Amazon, orders the UPS. If we could put that
So,
in there.
you're supposed to make it more lively if you'll.
The house when they piled up on the kitchen. I said, what works? Oh, I bought them for the office.
Oh,
Oh, thanks.
out of your pocket.
Yes.
Hey, we appreciate your donation.
That's why you were overrun.
Oh, it's a lot. But
What's that, Sheriff? You got food you have left over, you let me know. I got people to take care of it.
so
Jones and over here, not sure if that's how we.
We're gonna call the meeting back in order. Before we get started, Mr. Live and good people that he mentioned a while ago are in between emergencies, so I'm gonna give Mr. Live and good floor for just a second.
So we have, crew in, stand up, y'all know again, these are our crew paramedic supervisor Tony Essery, Patterson Hutchinson, our paramedic that was on the call, our advanced EMT, he is gone to work for Metro, so he's not with us tonight. So, would like to appreciate these guys for receiving, the Star of Life, saving that trucker's life that day.
You were handed out a proposal for the management of the Ag Pavilion, and I'm sure you haven't had time to digest it. I tried to get it emailed to you, but for some reason, I just couldn't get it done. Robert, would you like to explain this? Robert Ward, Robert's involved with the banana pudding, Hickman County attraction group that puts on the banana pudding. You just give me your attention for a minute.
Yes, sir. Mr. Mayor, committee chair, commissioners, I thank y'all for the opportunity to present this proposal. Hopefully you got a chance to glance at it. This is a proposal for strategic management of the Ag Pavilion and unified tourism development. I'm with the Hickman County Attractions. I'm the chair and also the chair of the National Banana Pudding Festival. In 2022, Hickman County Attractions was formed as a 501c3 in the goal of transferring everything under the National Banana Pudding Festival as a true nonprofit, a 501c3. The National Banana Pudding Festival is a 501c4, so we don't classify as grant writers or can't get grants or can't get certain amenities that are afforded to the 501c3 status. So we created this as an opportunity to expand a little bit of our scope, but also put on other events that are tied to the festival itself. last year we were finally approved and awarded the 501c3 status. We've been approached or looked at as a possibility to take on or facilitate the management of the Ag Pavilion. In the recent months since our festival, we have talked to the Ag and Arts Foundation, who put on the Ag and Arts Tour. They are in the process of coming under the Hickman County Attractions umbrella. And so we are forming two affiliates under HCA. So we'll have two different organizations with a parent organization, Hickman County Attractions. So the proposal is our mission is to transform the Ag Pavilion into a more regional venue that serves our residents, strengthens our local tourism, and bolsters the economic vitality of Hickman County. Managing the festival itself, any of the Ag and Arts Tour, any of the other events that are taking place, our rodeo that's coming up, and unifying these efforts under the HCA umbrella provides a single point of contact for the commission and these different organizations to operate, and a cohesive strategy for bringing visitor dollars into our community. So the key objectives of the proposal is a professional management group, economic reinvestment, and asset protection and growth. We find that the Ag Pavilion is a vital community asset. Our plan is to ensure it's no longer reliant solely on overextended volunteers, but instead managed in a year-round revenue generator capacity, and honoring our county's physical assets and our agricultural heritage. So we respectfully request that the Hickman County Legislative Body approve a 5-year management agreement and the requested tax allocation to launch this initiative. There's the 3 strategic core goals is to unify county tourism by bringing the Ag Pavilion Board, the National Banana Pudding Festival, and the Ag and Arts Foundation under Hickman County Attractions umbrella. This will provide a uniform outfit. We have around 30 folks that will be helping with overseeing different facets of the Ag Pavilion itself. And it'll also focus on bringing other events, agricultural events to the area, not just focusing on the National Banana Pudding Festival and the Ag and Arts Tour. Goal 2 is to reinvest in economic growth, allocating 40% of the hotel motel tax to Hickman County Attractions to help us fund a full-time management event planner that will require a fee of what we estimate around $40,000 to $45,000 a year. That 40% does not cover that fee. We understand that. The rest of the revenue would be generated through the events itself, through commissions or bonus structure allocation. And we've already had feedback that's out there that's giving some misinformation that the taxpayers would be funding this. This is strictly coming from a hotel motel tax, which is designed to generate revenue back to tourism events and be attracted to tourism. In addition to that, we would be providing opportunities for our sports teams, ball fields, that was mentioned earlier, to be able to fundraise and be able to provide different services to the pavilion or events that take place, like parking or concessions, and receive proceeds in that capacity. We find that these funds that will be generated by the tourism and are legally intended to promote tourism will be reallocated back to what it is designed to do, drawing in tourism, and the county's not spending money out of the general fund for this. Basically reinvesting the dollars back to the system. Our goal 3 is contract professional management, hiring a contracted person, not an employee, under our umbrella. We do not, we want to find that right mix, so we find that a contracted professional might be the right person for us instead of hiring someone outright to do this position. Their mission will be focusing on facility management, the upkeep, connecting with the county to address issues that might occur, maintenance facilities. Event coordination, they will be helping the different events there, coordinating events with the National Banana Pudding Festival and the Ag and Art Store and any of the ag related events that take place, such as the rodeo. Grant writing is something that I think we are sorely missed in this community. I think this would take advantage of the opportunity to have a grant writer that can focus on facility grants or improvement grants or tourism grants. We have two that benefit us directly as the National Banana Pudding Festival. That's a marketing grant and a, drawing a blank there. Anyways, it would help us be able to write those grants directly instead of being able to funnel it through another organization as we have in the past. The third thing here is the facility ownership and versus management structure. We find that it's important for grant writing to keep the county property in their name because the grants that we apply for require a government property entity instead of any kind of transfer of ownership of property or outright buying of property. We are not interested in that. And it also allows us to have a way to maintain the structural facilities for the long term. The benefit is of the management agreement, asset protection, as I mentioned, the county retains the assets. We increase revenue. We don't know what that looks like for us. As you know, the National Banana Pudding Festival is the largest revenue generator for a tourism event in Hickman County. I think that with our professional expertise of doing this for 17 years, we have the ability to add other components to festivals or events that can take place at the Ag Pavilion. And so, therefore, the revenue going back to taxpayer from tourism, increased tourism. Grant funding, volunteer relief. This position will help provide relief from the day-to-day operations for our volunteers having to be the call of duty when it comes to managing the facility itself. And then our community asset. I think that the Ag Pavilion is an underutilized community asset and has been for many years. No offense to any of the previous management. It's just one of those things that we, I think, need to embrace as a community and help itself come back to putting on ag events or putting on concerts or other festivals. So I think that with this kind of strategic plan that we would be able to increase the presence and bring it back to a regional draw. So our formal request is to approve a management agreement allowing the Hickman County Attractions organized to manage the day-to-day operations and bookings of the Hickman County Ag Pavilion under a new MOU, transferring over from the current Ag Pavilion Board, and then approve the allocation of the remaining 40% of the hotel motel tax to Hickman County Attractions to fund the execution of this management plan for us to hire a contracted person. And we look forward to partnering with you guys.
Does anybody have any questions? Mr. Ward?
I have one kind of for clarification. This position, the manager, or that's the title we used here, they would not be an employee of Hickman County government. No salary, no insurance, nothing of that would come from us, correct?
That's correct. It would be a contract between Hickman County Attractions itself.
Matthew?
Does anybody know, what is 40% of the hotel motel? Does
About
anybody-
20.
Casey?
About 30.
How
much, Casey? About 30. 30.
The chamber gets 60, the remaining 40 is about 30, maybe just a touch over $30,000.
And that goes to,
That, the 60% of the hotel motel 45 goes to the chamber by resolution. So there's a 40% of whatever's collected on the hotel motel that we have used to fix the ball fields. We've mostly used it towards recreation.
Oh, okay, well,
We did, this stuff gets to running together when you've done it as long as I have. We bought gravel, we did something for, the festival last year to develop a parking lot, and that money came out of the hotel motel tax.
So
It's in a
we'll be
separate.
giving that up, that's all I'm saying.
Yes,
We go with this.
we've given up 60% of it, but we don't give the chamber money in nonprofits anymore.
Okay.
So they get, whatever the 60 is, they get that. Because I keep forgetting you weren't sitting here, that they're responsible for growing that. It exists because the chamber, the Hickman County attractions, the different people get people to spend the night here, and that's where it comes from. We were just trying to put it back where it came from.
How much did the Banana Pudding Festival donate to nonprofits last year, you know?
Last year was 87,000.
So what I want is why couldn't we take the 30 of it to pay the director and not donate but 57,000 instead of taking away from the parks and the recreation? Why couldn't we? I don't mind going into partnership as long as it ain't costing, taking away from the parks and the ball fields and everything else when they're really making money and they're giving it away.
For the whole intent of it. I just think that I was the only one sitting here when we started the whole banana pudding thing. And I remember it, we were sitting right over there just before a budget meeting, and Blackburn looked at me and said, if you'll give me $5,000, you'll never have to give the Red Cross any money again. And if it don't work, we're not gonna try it twice. For that investment, we've never funded the Red Cross again in all those years, and that was the whole intent of it, is that the proceeds off the banana pudding funded these different charities. We're about to go into budget, boys, and the way Danny Clark sees it, we could end the nonprofit this year in budget. Commissioner Nash?
Well, I don't think the idea was that for us to vote on this tonight, it must be introduced to it, so all these issues that we are thinking about and wanna have and contemplate, we're gonna have an opportunity to come back and kick at that again, once we kinda go through this. I mean, clearly, man, we gotta do something, and this is a really, we may have to lick a little fur and do this and that, but as far as a general idea of how to move forward with that ag pavilion, this is probably the best idea we can come along with.
I'm not trying to get in front of y'all, but on what Keith just said, in my mind, it'll be the April County Commission meeting before we could finalize this, but we'll have to meet again at Public Safety next month, after everybody's had a month to chew on it. This isn't an emergency, it's urgent, it needs to be done. As this night goes on, try to gather your information for that purpose. Devin?
As a follow-up to Commissioner Barnhill's question, so 80,000-ish you donate back to nonprofits. How do y'all determine who gets what, the percentage of the money, how is that?
There's a formula as far as our pudding path, which is they actually make the goods and sell it, so to speak, and are given the opportunity to present about their nonprofit. So last year was 12, in the years past 10 or 9. But we use other, like the Scouting America, the Pleasantville Fire Department does our parking, and we donate good chunks of money for, like Pleasantville got $4,000 for doing our parking last year. And so it's kind of how many people are given to us from the nonprofits. Could be 10 people, it could be 20 people, so it depends on what they're doing and how long they're doing it. So there's no real magic formula in that regard, but I think last year it was 18 or 19 different nonprofits total that helped us throughout the festival. So the bulk of that fundraising goes back to the core group that's making the pudding and reselling, or selling it or creating the pudding back.
Commissioner Collins?
I got a lot of questions. Got a lot of hatred over this too. That hotel motel tax should've been paying for kid stuff. And we're fixing to give it all away. We have not really ever done anything for ballpark, recreation, parks of any kind like we should have. I'm really hard to sell a polish a turd. That's what that ag pavilion is. I put on a fair. I know what it costs to put one on. 6,000 people won. It got so big that the people putting it on here in the county made it hard for me to put it on. I know what it costs to put on a concert. Those people pay you to come in here, and it's based off of the tickets they know they're gonna sell. We have no guarantee that if we spend 40% or whatever that amount is, that they're gonna do anything for us. I'm not against banana pudding at all. It has become a burden and a cost. We got a lot of, I saw names on the, and I know they're here because if we don't say it here, it's gonna be hard to say it when it comes up. There are some nonprofit organizations on there that we turned down because we didn't agree what they done. And they got money from you guys, from money that we gave to put this thing on. I have problems with that when we've got youth activities that's not getting this nonprofit money. They're nonprofit 501c just like everybody else is. I suggest everybody goes home and really looks at this, make sure this is what we're gonna do, because we can hire anybody in the world, but if it's, again, that's a turd out there. If the roads you can't get into, we're going to fix them. It's gonna keep coming back to us, that's our maintenance over this. I hope it works, and I'm not saying don't do it, but I want all of you in here to do your homework, because this is a huge investment. It's an easy giveaway of money, because it's sitting there in a pool, that we haven't used it for the right things to begin with. So, ask questions, look at this over. I don't know how I feel, I want you to succeed, because I was wanting Mr. Blackman to come see before I was ever on the county commission if this was gonna work. And he came up and looked at one of the fairs that I put on, and he based off what he did off of it. So I want this to succeed. But we need to make sure that we're doing exactly right to get this thing, this burden off of us, to help those who really need the money. And let's make sure this is the right thing.
Question for you, if I'm allowed to ask. Do you know how much revenue your ballparks generate and the economic impact?
I know what it costs to put on a high school team. It takes $20,000 to $35,000 a year to play 35 games.
Yeah,
I don't know what they do. I
Yeah,
know
well, I know they do. I know they had some, state tournaments this year, and you can't,
we don't even have a place for them to sleep.
yeah, like, the state tournament, I know they come here and they do go to the local restaurants, they go to the local stores, they do purchase, so I know you can't put a dollar sign exactly on what they do, but I'm not with Todd too, the ballparks is when you go, Buford Park, you go there to Toomey, in the summertime, and you see them packed, that's something that we can't turn our back on. And,
I'm not saying turn it back on you either.
yeah, exactly, not
We'll
saying.
get our most bang for a buck.
But parks, I know we give money, but they do bring in money to the county, the teams that come in here playing these tournaments, they do.
Do you know the answer to the question you asked me?
For the festival itself?
No, you asked me, do I know how much the Parks and Recreations do?
No.
I don't.
Does Casey know?
I do know it's a burden on the parents. I mean, cause it's all coming from donations. We just need to make sure this is right. We're wanting to get rid of it, make sure we get rid of it the right way.
But they don't, I don't think that this is not an either or. It's just how we make it all work.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's my thing.
I agree.
Yeah,
Make it work.
Well, I mean, the main goal is to have somebody that is driving in that. they're actually actively recruiting events. And, you know, whether it's a rodeo or if it's another active event or a concert or another festival or a fair. And those things are regional draws. And you're talking 52 weeks of the year, and the idea is to book it as much as possible.
Hey, I'm in the entertainment business. Turn Friday night on and see. I know what it takes to do that, and you gotta have the right people to do this. And whatever we do, we need to make sure we got that right person. That company needs to we need to see some stuff they've done. Encourage you to do that, bring it forth, let's look at it. Hey, we need to see this. It needs to be done right. If we're gonna do it, let's make it work. That's all I got to say. Make it work.
Well, since we're gathering information, I may need you to help me, Donna, with the MOU that you've operated under. We gave you some money with that.
Right. I think we went into that agreement, 10 years ago or more, and it's been $3,000. So the other night when we met, we looked at it, it's supposed to go to utilities. Well, in those years, it's double utilities almost, and so,
And we didn't want to give you that money. We didn't want to give you that money.
so anyway, that's what's
I think-
been, and, you know, I've worked with Robert and the Arts and Ag, and, you know, I think this is something we can we can flush that turd
I wish we could.
if we can work as a group, and I think that can happen. We're on board for it.
Hey, we like entertainment. We
Yeah,
hope the rodeo does well.
Yeah.
It would all work. We
Yeah.
need entertainment.
I mean, if we can get racing back out there, but, you know, as a larger group, we work together, we have some funds that are a little more, cause we got events. This man over here is putting together a great rodeo and, a lot of sponsorship in county and out of county, and, we're hoping this is an annual event, so.
Well, the ball fields are, I'd like for the Ag Pavilion to follow the example of the ball fields. I'm not saying they don't need any money, I'm not saying they couldn't use a little bit of money even, but they're pretty self-sustaining. The Banana Pudding Festival, the last number I got from the trustee, that weekend, that month, we see an over $40,000 jump in sales tax collection. The Banana Pudding does that much for the county. If they do that much for the county, they do more for the town of Centerville, and over double that for the school system. So I would put Banana Pudding somewhere close to 200,000 is what they do. And you mentioned Mr. Lacassas rodeo over there. I've got a pet peeve on it, and I'll just air that out right now. There's no telling how much money that concession stand could have brought in, but it's never utilized up there. It's store stuff. It's basically, I'll give you a chance. It's just been storing stuff, and that's how the ball fields operate, on the concession stand, and that's one there that, I'm just one vote in this, but I wanna hear something that is gonna be used, because the turnout, just hold on, Donna, the chairman's talking now. The turnout I can imagine for that rodeo, let alone the Banana Pudding Festival. Hell, the Banana Pudding Festival can sell water out of that concession stand, and no telling what you could make on that, just selling bottles of water for $1 a piece. And I hate the fact that it's always been unutilized. That's my apprehension in putting a lot of money into this. I'm not saying I would not do it, but if you got everything you need, what are you gonna work for? Again, the ball field people, I used to be one of them. I think that's the best thing about it. Now Matthew, now I got a nephew down there that's doing it. You age out. One of the things I've always noticed about Hickman County is people don't know when to go home. They're no longer help, they're in the damn way. They are. That's just, but my name won't be on the ballot because I think if I hadn't done enough by now, what can I do? I think I'll give you credit for that, Robert. You've got some younger people. You've got some different mindsets. I agree absolutely with Keith that we need to do something with it. I don't think we could ever sell it for what it's worth to us if we would do something with it. That's been my apprehension about selling it. That gets mentioned a lot. Whatever we could do better than what we would get for it. But that's what I would like is that business model, for lack of a better term, of the ball fields, to figure out a way to generate some income. I don't want to get in the way of you giving away the $80,000 that you give away. And that's my hope in this, that we use it to a better effort. And as far as the hotel motel, I'm wide open on that. Did you want to say something?
We've got somebody coming that's from Banana Pudding that's gonna be running concessions also. We just haven't advertised that because we were making sure that we ironed out that menu to where we weren't conflicting with any of the paid vendors that are paying to have a spot with a food truck there.
I appreciate the vendors paying when they show up, but it would be with the understanding that there's gonna be hamburgers cooking in my concession stand. So Banana Pudding's gonna run the concession stand for that money while your rodeo's going on. That's what I'm seeing in this, is that it is running. It's even print some T-shirts up and whatever. That's I don't wanna get into the minutia of how you make the money. I don't wanna leave it sitting up. And I'd like to resolve something about it in the next 6 months.
I still have the floor. I never yield. I don't wanna be like him and I have no problem with what you're doing. Whatever we do it right. And I don't like giving up the 40% forever. I mean, this should be a substantial thing to stand on, because you know if you got it standing there, I know what happened with the fairs. They realized they came in for this price, it got better every year, and that getting them back, price went up and up and up, till we were out of business. So, anyway, I support you, it's a lot of money, I'm ready to go home. Let's get this done next month, but let's do it the right way. I'm sorry.
Do you yield?
I yield, I'm done.
Anybody else have anything?
Motion adjourned. You're sitting there too long. Sorry.
Well, we can do it now or in the county commission
No,
meeting
I
with the
don't.
camera.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Do you have something else?
I was going to the next item on the agenda.
So that's it on this one for discussion right now. Nobody else has anything for Mr. Ward. The next item on the agenda is the land use plan. You thought you was having fun. Mr. Nash?
So, if you're getting your bingo card checked tonight, we've done nicotine, we've got turds, we've got ag pavilion, goodness gracious. What Girl Scout cookies? What would we be if we didn't have just a little dip in the toe into the land use plan? I'll be quick. So, Steve Giannakis did a great job of repairing some issues with the land use plan several months ago. And I asked for it to come back to this committee specifically for this. So, I don't, you know, you don't have to agree with everything. But one of the things that's happened in this land use plan, guys, is that we went from it being, and I have a dusty document on the shelf, to something that everybody has changed a little bit of their thought process in. That now it's something that you must adhere to. In other words, it went from a guide this wide, and you just kind of operated inside the guide, to we have some folks who believe, and I'm not going to say they're wrong, but this has never been the way we've looked at it in the past, is if it's in the land use plan, we're going to go do it. That's a different, that's a paradigm shift in how we look at it. So my concern with the land use plan that we've had in front of us, after it was modified, was that there were some places in there that specifically, if you kept that line of thinking, that you're gonna do what's in this plan, then it has the county potentially on the hook for some stuff that I did not think that we needed to be on the hook for, if that's our new line of thinking. Specifically, it talks about expansion of infrastructure, and if you read it with the mindset that you're gonna go do it, and there have been people sitting here in this audience who said, hey, it's in that plan. In fact, there's a candidate for county mayor who said, it's in the plan. Y'all remember, y'all got that in here. And you can just hear him saying, this is y'all's dipping your toe. Get ready, because we're going to go do this. So that infrastructure development could be read into this, that we're agreeing to do it as it's written in this. Last few months, I've done my best to try to explain that there's no study, there's no community you can look at, there's nobody who has, in a cost-effective manner, not cost the people of the county, their communities, money, by trying to fund the infrastructure for growth. It's a losing battle. You never make tax dollars up sufficiently to cover the cost of that infrastructure. County after county after county. If you look across the state of Tennessee, Columbia, Tennessee right now, the water project's a small example. $520 million, because they did not make the developers figure this thing out. Now it's on the ratepayers, now it's on the taxpayers. Our plan could be used against us. So there are specifically 3 areas in the plan. If you don't have a copy of the plan, I apologize. But there's 3 areas in this plan that are problematic. It's going to get us in trouble. The first one is on page 24. And there, again, there's a title there that says expansion of infrastructure. And I'm looking around the room and I only see Dusty with his. Right now it says, and I'll just have to read it. I apologize. It says, the key constraint of any development at scale is the infrastructure needed to support it, particularly water, sewer, and transportation access. The public recognize the need to selectively expand infrastructure in areas that could strategically accommodate future growth, thereby increasing the tax base and providing suitable locations for industry and job growth. Now, do I believe that the public said that they were in favor of allowing this kind of stuff to happen? Absolutely. I was in those meetings. But nobody in those meetings said, I want to do it. I want to pay for that infrastructure. Nobody said that. They said they were in favor of it. So the wording that you see on that sheet that I passed out, I believe more accurately reflects what was proposed in those public meetings, is that the public recognized the need to strategically and selectively expand infrastructure only in the areas capable of accommodating new growth in a fiscally responsible manner, ensuring that such growth expands the tax base without imposing new infrastructure costs and additional tax burden onto the existing property owners. Now I believe, and I was in every meeting, Claude was in every meeting, Danny was in every meeting, some of you others were in a bunch of these meetings. I don't think anybody came up to me and said, hey, look, I want my taxes to go up to go pay for this development. That was never said. I'm assuring you never happened. But that's just a little bit of that particular component of this. On page 26, under goals, it currently says, and again, this is not, these are both the same. But if you're not careful, one's going to cost you, the other one's going to not cost you. It says expand sewer alternatives, and water coverage to meet growing demand in northeast Hickman. Is that a good goal? Absolutely. Who pays for it? Again, we've had people in this audience who are running for office who think that's going to give them a free ticket to go borrow money, expand the infrastructure on Ricky Murray's, his constituents, to build a new whatever out here. And it's never going to pay Ricky Murray's or anybody's back. My suggestion is we change that. Instead of expand, we use the word encourage. Encourage responsible development by promoting developer funding infrastructure expansion, which will alleviate the burden falling on the current property owners. Again, talks about infrastructure. It's just, we're just shifting, making sure that we explain that the cost of this, we're not against it. We're not for it necessarily, but we're not against it. But the cost of that needs to be done by the developer, the person who's going to be reaping the benefits of that project. On page 43 of the plan, it takes that goal, if you will, and it puts some legs to it, puts a little more flesh on those bones. So if you go over on page 43, Dusty, I'm so appreciate you following along with me. There's the same wording that you saw on page 26 is on page 43, but then it gives some additional bullet points. And all of those bullet points are fine, but they can leave you hanging. And I'm not going to go into those 4 bullet points. You can have a chance to look at them yourself. But I suggest that we take those 4 bullet points out and replace those with these 3 bullet points. Beyond encouraging the responsible development by promoting developer-funded infrastructure expansion. Bullet point number 1. Avoid reliance on increased property taxes to finance infrastructure necessitated by population growth and increased housing density. Bullet point number 2. Alleviate funding gaps which typically occur in growth-related infrastructure expansion. And bullet point number 3, condition zoning changes, density increases, and large-scale residential approval on demonstrated infrastructure capacity or developer-funded improvements. Guys, we're in the crosshairs. And whether, lots of different tactics, lots of different ways of doing this. But we have people wanting to come in here and like carpetbaggers. They want to take us to the cleaners. We've got something that they want, and if we're not careful, this document will be giving them the bullets to put in the gun that they're going to shoot us with. We're going to give them the bullets, put in their gun so they can shoot us. And all I'm trying to do is, if they want to come to Hickman County, fine. It's capitalism, but it needs to be done on their dime, at their cost. They're the ones who will be getting the profit, not the taxpayers. There are no taxpayers that have seen property taxes go down because of growth. That is the most ridiculous falsehood out there. So, those are the changes that, in addition to what Steve did, that I think that we need to do that will put a nice little bow on that part of this. Now that doesn't mean that's all that somebody might want to do, but those are the changes that I would like for us to put in here. I've hit you with them tonight. Next month I'm going to come back and I'm going to make a motion to put them in, and we can have a more robust discussion. This is all about protecting the existing property owners, period. Nothing else. If somebody wants to come in and build something out here, they can do it. We just don't need to be in a position where their profit and their business and their success is gonna be a burden on the existing taxpayer. And that's what if we're not careful, that's what this document will be used against us in that regard. I'll take any questions real quick. I know everybody wants to go home. So think about your bingo card tonight. You got a lot of stuff covered, okay?
You said next month. Did you misspeak? Are you not intending for us to take up these amendments to the land use plan at the upcoming county commission meeting?
I thought you said the meeting.
Huh? Well, I mean, if everybody's okay, I'll be happy to bring these up at the next county court meeting.
Let's get it done.
Huh?
I say let's get it
Okay,
done.
all right, fine.
If nobody else got nothing else, I don't know.
Well,
I mean, and I just wanna make sure everybody understands, I haven't meddled in any of the rest of this. I mean, and I think a lot of people think that there's some people in this room that were the authors of this document. They weren't. There was a company that did this. And they solicited a lot of advice, but this is the culmination of what they put together. But the only reason I think that we should change this is because there has been a mind shift change on the part of some of our folks that says, if it's in here, it's as if we are approving it. And I think that will be used against us, not us, because some of us aren't gonna be here. But it'll be the next county court who's gonna be put under the plug that says, hey guys, look what you passed. You need to start doing X, Y, and Z.
I mean, I think what we need to do is get all the changes together, but that's agreed on. Send it to Grisham Smith so we can vote, because we need to vote on the final copy. And so just so I'm understanding, I mean, is that, like I would get the final copy at the county commission. I mean, is that what everybody's saying, or was it a?
I think what he's saying is, let's do like that, let's do this like we did the other amendments. At the county court, we put it in, and I'm suggesting, anybody else got any more amendments, let's get them done, so we can send it back to Gresham.
Okay.
And get it done.
Yeah.
But in March of 2026, this upcoming county commission meeting, this will be a motion, and I hope a second, and voted on to put that into the plan to go back to Gresham Smith.
Claude's seeing what I was seeing, that if we do this at this upcoming in 3 weeks, county commission meeting, we're still at least 2 months from finalizing.
Right, yeah, that's kind of my thought, and I don't wanna provide any confusion to the public on what we're gonna be voting on at the county commission meeting, was part of my thing too. I mean, if that's how it wants to be handled, I mean, I'm good with whatever. I mean, there's nobody in this room wants to have this done besides me, you know, I mean, but, how do you go?
Well, I intend for this to be my final, my final change I'm gonna make. So if we approve this in March, we could come back in April with the final.
Yeah, just in this meeting in April, that passes. Anybody else got anything they wanna, and then if not, then sounds good to me.
I think so. That way we do it.
Mr. Mayberry?
Todd was next.
I hate when we look at me, man.
There's computers in my way over here, man.
A summary page, when we turn this back in, and they put it all together, I think there needs to be a summary page explaining what we changed, so the public can see it, their questions are answered, and that way we don't have to explain it. If not, we're gonna miss this opportunity to get this thing through.
Well, that's kind of my point, is that we put it all together, we vote on it, and then I think it'll have to go back to Gresham one
It
more
will.
time after
And
that.
that's when they send a summary of what they've done with the changes.
From the initial.
Yes.
We're
Nothing's
June.
hidden.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah. Give them, everybody a page to read. Here's what we did.
Mayberry.
I think this is what Claude was saying a while ago, and I'm not against what you said. I'm trying to keep from giving the illusion that we're piecemealing this thing together. And you said it too. If there's anything else anybody wanna talk about, if we could get this done in one shot, that'd be great. I don't care if it takes 3 more of these meetings to get it that way, but and a lot of y'all are for, go ahead, let's go ahead and vote on this. I'm not saying I'm against that, but I'm saying I think it would look better if we had all the pieces to the puzzle put together before we gave it the thumbs up or the thumbs down.
Only thing only thing we're gonna vote on in March is amending this, unless somebody else wants to bring something else up. I'm not gonna bring anything else
I
up.
agree, but if the next month something else comes up that could or could not contradict that, I think it'd look better if we did it all at once.
Well, does anybody else have any more changes they wanna make? I mean,
Anybody else change anything else? Here's the
has
time.
anybody else done any research and said, hey, is there anything else you wanna change? We've had it for several months. That's all I'm trying to do is get it done. So, and that's why I did it this way, so everybody could see exactly what I'm proposing. So we could do that, we could vote on this in March to amend it, just like we voted on the Giannakis motions
sir.
to amend. And then we could,
Send it
and
back.
if somebody doesn't have anything else to do, we could send it back, get the summary page that Todd's talking about, and then have a document that we could vote on
In April, probably.
in April. But,
Well, I can check tomorrow, but some of us have been messing with this for over a calendar year. Bumping on 2.
Tree, your check will be bigger than that.
Huh?
That's why your check will be bigger than that.
I mean, I'm a little puzzled by what Ron said. Do you have something you wanna change?
I do not. And if I knew, if my crystal ball would work and I knew there was nothing else that would come up next month, I'd have sat here with my mouth shut. But,
There's 4 not here.
yeah, I mean, I'd bet a nickel. Not a dollar. The other proposals that we looked at, we're gonna mull them over for a month. I'm not saying that's what we ought to do. I don't care if he brings it or not. Don't matter. I'll vote when the time comes.
Did you have your hand up, Dusty?
I did, but I think in this discussion, it clarified what I was wanting to clarify.
I know what you gonna do.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
No, it ain't happening.
Got a square open on my bingo card.